Hey Clashers, the Halloween event troops are back in Clash of Clans. This means we have the Royale Ghost back and the Giant Skeleton. The Royale Ghost terrorized the last year the leaderboards in Legend League, Clan Wars and everything because it was freaking broken. So this video we're going to find out, is it going to be as broken as the last year on Town of 15 or is it not really that strong anymore? We're going to find out, but we're starting things off with how does the Royale Ghost work? Well, you can see already it's dealing a lot of damage, but at the same time you see it does not have a lot of hit points. At the same time though, it is invisible and it can go through walls. That's right, it sounds pretty overpowered, but is it really that strong on Town of 15? This is going to be the important question, because we can as well counter it. Giant bombs, one shot, Royale Ghost. And you can see now, one small bomb is taking down half of the hit points of a Royale Ghost. So it's two small bombs and one Royale Ghost is gone. That's 8 housing space. But there's another event troop as well, the Giant Skeleton. The Giant Skeleton is a little bit getting overshadowed by the Royale Ghost with how strong it is. It would be pretty OP, I would guess, if you could put event troops in your blimps, in your clan castle. But that's not possible, which means this troop is not working that great. I mean, the problem is you cannot really do smash because the explosion of the bomb is too late, because by then the other troops already passed by, and overall it doesn't do that much damage to the key defenses, considering it's like 20 housing space. So at least for Town of 15, and that's the important thing, this entire video is for mainly Town of 15, so that's like the ground level kinda for discussing the strength of those event troops. At the same time though, at least it deals damage to walls, so maybe we can use really expensive wall. I'm not really sure. Let's dive into the first Royale Ghost army, because Royale Ghost is really the one key unit we want to concentrate on. The first strategy is the Royale Ghost and Bats, which has broken Clash of Clans the last couple of years many times. As well, I will always share the strategies before we're showing some attacks. All of this is in the dev build. I want to say that because I really want to highlight all of those bases, either from either offense or like the defense, the base, all of those are maxed features, okay? We have max offense versus max defense. This is really important, okay? Because all of those bases are completely maxed out. Walls, defense, everything. So, let's take a look. The first base is like a diamond teaser shaped base where the town was kind of exposed but protected by the new features, which is the invisibility tower, okay? You can see already, it's quite annoying. It's delaying things a ton, okay? This is costing us so much time to get further into this base. Now you can see already the first couple of mistakes which I'm doing. Never ever place 2 Royale Ghosts together, okay? That's like a no-go. You have just seen, as soon as there's a giant bomb or like 2 small bombs, your Royale Ghosts are gone. And you have wasted 8 housing space. That's not really how you should do it. But for us, either way, we can take down the town hall finally. We're about to take down the second expo. So we're slowly getting there where we can start our second phase. The second phase in this attack is pretty simple. It is the heroes. The heroes now are aiming for splash damage, the same as what you're doing with your Royale Ghost. Sometimes you cannot really go for the town hall, in ring base for example. So what you need to do then is create funnel, create pathing, and in addition to that, take down splash damage. Wizard towers, multi-inferno towers, scatter shots. All of those are important targets for you to make sure your bats are having an easier life later on. But for now, let's take a look at the hero part. I want to get a blimp into the core. This is why I'm delaying the ward ability right now so long, because with the ward ability, I should be able to sneak a blimp into the core, take down the multi-inferno tower, maybe even deal a little bit of more damage versus those scatter shots, because those are not taken care of just yet. So there's the blimp now. The king unfortunately has to suffer in this example. Yeah, he is kind of running in front a bit too much, but we catch the warden now, or catch the blimp now with the warden ability, getting it into the core. The Royal Champ got a nice warden ability coverage as well, and with that rage now, we should be able to take down the entire splash damage, not only the core, but as well with those scatter shots as well. That's a lot of value, okay? Now the bats from the top, and by now, there's nothing really left. I mean, we have a ton of freezes still left. I just want to make sure the Royal Champ is going down. I don't even know why I did not freeze, but we can just freeze for the bats, and it's still going to be an easy 3-star. So you see, Royale Ghosts and bats, they can still work. But in the reality, what are people really using in Legends? What are the spell towers they're using? Well, if you're climbing higher and higher, it's a lot of poison towers. So the thing now is, how does that work? let's take a look at, okay? So on this base, it's a ring base, which is kind of meta right now, right? Or like a core town hall. Let's call them core town hall bases, okay? Not ring base, but a core town hall base. The value which we're getting is great. I mean, let's take a look at that. We're getting monolith, 2 scatter shots, couple of wizard towers. You cannot ask for more value. It's incredible. From the top side, we played our heroes. We have done a little bit of a time jump, but the problem is now we have not really gotten to the core. The power of the heroes is not enough to get into the core, take down as much splash damage over there. Or what we could have done, we could have tried to push in the core from the left side, but then the eagle would have been up, and that's a big problem as well. Now let's start with the bats. And the big problem with poison towers is that even if you freeze them non-stop, eventually they are going to get popped, which means they're getting destroyed, and that means they're popping their poison. That does not work. So there's just too much counterplay, I feel like, for this specific strategy in Legends. So if you're running a core town hall base with maybe 1, maybe 2 poison towers, if you have unlocked them already, don't worry about bats and Royale Ghost, you're totally fine. Next one. Next strategy is the Queen Shard Royale Ghost, okay? That's the next strategy on our list, which I like a lot because I love Queen Charges. They feel not that strong right now, but let's see if we can revive them with the Queen Charge Royale Ghost. So what we're doing over here, we're attacking again, just for purpose of like showing the strategy. A nice teaser base to make sure that we get a lot of value with our queen on one side, and then on the other side with those Royale Ghosts. The first thing which I really like about this is you have most of the time 2 things working at the same time. Time is always a big issue. That's like a keyword right now, because if you have, like you've seen in the bats attack in the first one, we had barely any time left. It was like a last second finish, okay? It was like a 3-minute attack. It was an overkill, but it was really close on time because we first did the Royale Ghost, then the heroes, then the bats. So it was like putting everything behind each other. With the Queen Charge now, that's a bit different. We have the Queen Charge working at the same time as the Royale Ghost, which means you have to go for the eagle early, either with the Royale Ghost or with their Queen Charge. That's really important. You want to take that out. For us at this point, we're going with the Queen for the eagle, and with those Royale Ghosts for the Town Hall. By now, everything looks great, okay? Everything looks great. We're good in time. No problems whatsoever. Easy. Now, as soon as the Town Hall is down, we can start with our King, because we do not need those heroes to support the Royale Ghost. It's a really nice thing. We can now send our Log Launcher in, our King, our Warden, our Royal Champion, everything pretty much from this top left side, to give this Queen even the access to the core if she wants to, but at least give the value and give the access to the core for our King and Royal Champion. And then in addition, we still have the troops from the Siege Machine. You can see already, that's a lot of power going into this core. While the Royal Ghosts are taking down slowly but surely this back end with expos, with everything. So this already looks pretty solid. Now, at the same time, as I said earlier, with being able to do multiple things now at the same time, you're looking way better. Remember, Channel 50 not only got stronger on offense, but like the defenses got stronger with their stats on offense, like more damage and everything, but they got tankier as well. That's a really important thing, which means sometimes the Royal Ghost does not need 3 hits for a building, but instead 4, for example. And that's a big game changer, especially noticeable in the time. For this one, it was an easy 3-star, but again, for showing purposes, it was a teaser base. Still, let's take a look at the last strategy for this video, and then we're going to come to the conclusion. How good is the Royal Ghost really on Channel 15? Let's take a look now at this next strategy, which is the Blizzard, okay? With this strategy, with the Royal Ghost, you want to use something which is really spell heavy, okay? Because the troops, well, troop space you mainly try to fill with those Royal Ghosts. What is the second thing you have, except heroes? That's right, you want to use something with spells. What is spell heavy? Bats are spell heavy, Queen Charges are spell heavy, but as well some troop space, but mainly spell heavy. And as well, the Blizzard is spell heavy, because you have a lot of invisibility spells and so on. So I thought I would just try that. I can try to counter the poison towers because I can land on top of them, so that's not big of an issue, like for example with the bats. And it should work overall just way better. But let's see if it's actually working better or if that was just in theory. For us right now, we're taking slowly out again the same value as we did earlier with the bat strategy. This time, again, using all of the Royal Ghosts, sniping down those buildings slowly and surely, but we're able to take them out. At this point now, we can get ready with our heroes, okay? At this point, we can get ready with our heroes using the king, queen, and warden, and the royal champ, all from the far right side. So that's pretty much the entry, and that's pretty much the exact same thing we're doing right now. So things are looking good. King is in, we got the value at the bottom side, queen, ice golem, warden, everything in there, looking good. Now the warden ability with that blizzard together to get some nice value would be the next step to land on top of the poison tower. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we have the ice golem pop, we have the warden ability, everything looking great. Hound is coming out, annoying clan castle, but shouldn't be that big of a problem. Blimp is landing, we're making sure that the town hall is going down with some nice invisibility spells. Rage in there as well, because again, it's supposed to be spell heavy. Problem though is, time is ticking. Time is ticking. We have only 1 minute left and we're barely at 50%. And on this one, we don't have anything crazy on the back end, okay? Those heroes and the blizzard, they have to finish off this base. And it's not looking that good. I mean, yes, the tunnel has gone down, but the king has died out. The royal champ now has to support everything. And I feel like at this point, I should come with my conclusion about the Royal Ghost. Royal Ghost in Tournament 15, they are decent in some situations, but not even close to how, to what people were expecting when they saw they're coming back. They're not as broken, they're not even close to being as broken because of time issues, HP issues, things like small bombs can be now easily used as counterplay because already 2 small bombs take them out. Time is always an issue, which I think I already mentioned many times, but overall it's a really tricky thing, and I feel like there's a lot of new counterplay, like the poison towers, for example, for bats. So I would say overall, it is base dependent when you can use it. I think the strongest so far in my testing was the Queen Charge Royal Ghost. Feel free to try it out. And if you find anything which is really strong as well with this strategy, please let me know down below in the comments, because I have to say, for me, it feels underwhelming compared to the last year's, which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I guess that's up to you. Thank you so much for watching. Both and all 3 of those armies were shown in the videos if you want to try them out on your own or if you want to tweak them. And I wish you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.